Blessings, Divine Reflection. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Idalis. I'm a healer and psychic intuitive, and I like to make videos about deep esoterica and give you practical tools to help you along your spiritual journey. I'm so glad you could join me today. Today, I'm going to be giving you so much information about who the Arcturians are, where the Arcturians are from, how to connect to the Arcturian frequency, and some traits of Arcturian Starseeds. So it's going to be a jam-packed video full of information, full of knowledge and history and facts, also intuitive guidance. This video has been heavily researched, but also there has been some help from the Arcturians themselves. I have opened myself up to become a channel of the Arcturians, and at the very end of the video, I'm going to be sharing with you my experience connecting with these galactic beings. So I'm so excited. You'll definitely want to stay tuned all the way through to get this knowledge. So the Arcturians are a family of star beings that derive from the star Arcturus, which is the brightest star within the Boots constellation. The name Arcturus is actually a Greek name and means guardian of the bear referring to the Big Dipper, which it stands close to. And actually, if you follow the arch of the Big Dipper, you will eventually reach the Arcturus star. Other names for Arcturus include Alpha Bootis, which is Latin, the herdsman, which comes from the Boots constellation being depicted as a literal herdsman. Also in medieval astrology, in the European and Arab regions, Arcturus was one of the Bohemian fixed stars, of which there were 15, and included the Pleiades as well. In medieval astrology, Arcturus was given the name Alchemeth. The Bohemian stars were studied for their magical properties and influences. Also, Polynesian sailors would use Arcturus as a measure to tell how far they were away from the Hawaiian Islands, because Arcturus actually sat directly above the islands. If you feel connected to any of the aforementioned cultures, you may be an Arcturian Starseed, darling. Of course, all Starseeds will feel that they are connected to ancient cultures and will feel a strong pull to past lives that they have lived. If you want a more overarching definition of Starseeds, I have a whole video on it, so go check it out after this video, of course. Okay, and now we're just going to get into some basic facts about Arcturus. So the Arcturus star is 7.1 billion years old and glows with an orange-yellow hue. It is also approximately 36.7 light years away from planet Earth, and through a really powerful telescope, you can see it slowly inching toward us. Arcturus is also the fourth brightest star in the northern hemisphere. Arcturus is commonly associated with good fortune, especially in work, prosperity in work. It is also associated with good deeds and occult practices. With Arcturus being the herdsman, you can see how all of these things are related, right? When we sow seeds and we nurture those seeds, they grow and we eventually reap that reward, right? It's kind of a literal interpretation of our work coming to fruition and bringing us fruits, of our labor. The same can be true when thinking about good deeds, right? What you put out, what you water, whatever that is, whether that's a negative thought or a negative, action, or whether that's positive thoughts and positive action, that energy, that emotion will eventually grow. You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. Arcturus is also associated with the Hebrew letter Tet, literally meaning good, and is also associated with the Hermit tarot card in Kabbalah, or on the Tree of Life. Again, that link to agriculture is very prominent, because if you don't know, farmers actually would work in moonlight. Farmers would use almanacs to track the light of the full moon. Obviously, when the moon was full, there was more light to work, and so the connection with the hermit is there, like being in the dark, working silently, and kind of having that introspection and that stillness of being in the stillness of night, you know? It's all very metaphorical. I might be pulling at straws, but also connections have been made for centuries now. The Arcturian star is also associated with Jasper, Mars, and Jupiter, and also plantains. So if you wanted, you could offer plantains at your altar or a sacred space. You could also meditate with Jasper or work with Mars and Jupiter. The best time to channel the energy of Arcturus is between October 15th and October 18th, because this is when the sun aligns with Arcturus and opens up a gateway, the Arcturian gateway or the Arcturus gateway. This is the best time to channel that energy and work on connecting and maybe even contacting these beings. Okay, and now I'm going to give you some basic traits of Arcturian starseeds, and then I'm also going to share with you a little bit about the Arcturian frequency and my experience connecting with this energy. So yeah, if you are an Arcturian starseed or feel that you are one, you may feel connected to rural life. You may be drawn to planting your own food and agriculture. And you may even be drawn to sustainability and be really protective over Earth. You may want to create new systems of cleaner energy and things of that sort. Arcturian starseeds will also feel very at home in the natural world, in nature. Wherever you go, as long as you have nature, you feel like you're at home. Arcturian starseeds also have a kind of general optimism about them. You may feel like you are a lucky person and that you attract like good luck to you just not very naturally. And you may experience good fortune in your life as well. Arcturian starseeds have a knack for, you know, grounding themselves in daily practice. You know, they're very centered beings and have a very sort of holy presence about them. If you are an Arcturian starseed, you may find yourself an introspective person, right? You have a natural tendency toward introspection. You are a very studious person as well. You may have an interest in studying occult sciences and metaphysics, or maybe an occult practitioner yourself. Generally, all light workers will have a heightened sensitivity, will have a heightened awareness, and will have a strong psychic ability. I've heard many sources stating that Arcturian starseeds especially will have synesthesia, which is where you associate sounds with colors, textures have a certain emotion. All right, now I'm going to share with you an experience of connecting with the Arcturian frequency myself and being brought to that dimensional frequency, that dimensional plane of existence. So it happened one night when the idea to make this video came about, or was in the workings, you know. What I saw there were these beings of like a very pure white light, but it was a soft white light. It wasn't overpowering, you know. There was a very calm presence about the Arcturian beings, and a lot of them were dressed in robes, floor-length robes. And at the center of their planet or their environment was a temple, also glowing with this really soft, luminous white light. And these beings just seemed like very devotional beings, like they were devoting themselves to a higher power. They felt very holy. They felt very what's the word? Sacred. They felt very sacred. And so yeah, that's my experience connecting with the Arcturian frequency. Their energies are very stable, very calming, very resolute. If you feel like you are an Arcturian starseed, then perhaps you've had experiences of seeing your own body as this pure white light. You know, maybe you've become skilled at reading auras and you've seen your aura as this bright white light, or you may have seen it in your third eye in meditation, this kind of glow around you. Then it is very possible that you are an Arcturian starseed. Also, if you are a deeply religious being or a deeply spiritual being, find yourself wanting to, devote yourself to a higher power, then you may also be a Arcturian starseed. Cool. Amazing. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give this video a thumbs up, comment down below if you think that you are connected to the star system. I feel like I am. So we have that in common already. Look at us bonding. Yeah, I hope you stick around, and I will see you next week for a brand new video. If you do, I'm posting every single Tuesday. Follow me on my socials, stay connected, link is in bio. Also, book a reading with me if you so choose, a healing session with me if you feel called to me as a healer. Also, hit me up, we can speak on the phone, free phone consultations. I would love to aid you in any way that I can.